What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on this Michael Jordan, Isiah Thomas situation. Isiah Thomas was recently on the Running Back podcast, and he's still, Isiah Thomas just makes it so obvious that Michael Jordan really hurt him when when he said he didn't want Isiah Thomas to play in those Olympics, those with the '92 Dream Team, right? And of course, everybody know that Isiah Thomas deserved to be on that team. Now, who would have taken off? I'm thinking probably Christian Laettner. I think that's who they should have taken off. I don't think any of the other players should have been taken off, but it should have been Christian Laettner. But Isiah Thomas it's just obvious that he was hurt by him being left off to that 92 Dream Team, right? Because every opportunity he get to take shots at Mike, he just takes shots at Mike, and he is so like blinded by his his hate for Mike that he really just don't even care how it makes him look, and how obvious it is that Isiah Thomas was hurt by that, and I can understand, right? That not being on that 92 Dream Team really hurt his legacy. That just would have been and it didn't hurt his legacy, but it just left something out of his legacy that he felt like, and everybody felt like he deserved that. I don't know if Isiah Thomas need therapy, but he need to find a way to get past that. Isiah Thomas was the kind of person, he could be petty at times and be kind of spiteful and petty. And so when Isiah Thomas tried to freeze Michael Jordan out of I think it was the All-Star game. He tried to freeze Mike out of the All-Star game. He never thought that his contempt, his dislike for Michael Jordan would come back to bite him this way. And when Mike just said he don't want to play with him in the Olympics, that right there, man, it was such a crushing blow that no matter what Isiah Thomas did to try to get back at Mike after that, he just can't do it, right? I mean, that trumps everything that Isiah Thomas has ever said. That trumps anything that Isiah Thomas will ever be able to do to Mike. That's why Michael Jordan hardly ever discusses. He don't discuss the situation with him and Isiah Thomas, right? He might, if you pose a question to him, he will deny that he had anything to do with it, which I don't believe, and a lot of people don't believe, but it was it. It's like somebody knocking you out in the first round of a fight and not giving you a rematch, just embarrass you in front of the world and not giving you a rematch and not even responding like that right there too. Like, he won't even dignify Isiah Thomas with a public response. He won't even dignify Isiah Thomas and like go back and forth with him or nothing like that, right? It's just no debate. Mike did what he did. He crushed Isiah Thomas' legacy, and he just left it at that. Mike don't even respond to that, and that also too hurts Isiah Thomas. But let me play what Shannon Sharp said about this situation on Nightcap, because like I said, it's making Isiah Thomas look petty and vengeful. And what Shannon Sharp said on his show Nightcap just makes that point.
Isiah Thomas is back being petty with his basketball nemesis, Michael Jordan. During an appearance on Run It Back, Thomas was asked about his thoughts on the GOAT debate. This is what he had to say. This is what I don't understand about your era. You guys are playing with arguably the greatest player to ever play, and excuse me when I say this, but y'all treat him like he's nothing. Instead of pumping up your era, y'all go back and say this era was the greatest. You know, Michael Jordan was the greatest. Nobody ever could be greater than Michael Jordan, right? Okay, and you turn around in your era, LeBron James is sitting there holding every single basketball record. I mean, every single one of them. And you're looking at Kevin Durant, and you're looking at Steph Curry. But then when y'all talk about the greatest, y'all talk about the guy that gave you some shoes.
Yo, so all right, let me respond to that, right? Because he said, y'all people think that Michael Jordan could never be surpassed as the greatest. And I think that real basketball fans, if you see somebody that's better than Michael Jordan, then you would acknowledge that. But you just can't say that you are better than Michael Jordan just because you have stats and you didn't win as much as Michael Jordan. See, basketball is not like baseball and it's not like football. Like a basketball player has so much more so much more of an impact when it comes to that team winning because you only have 5 players on the court. And so if you have a dominant basketball player, then he can affect winning in a larger way than somebody on a football field. You got a quarterback, but if the wide receivers don't do their job or the running back or the offensive line, then the quarterback is just, he's rendered ineffective. But it's not the same as basketball. A baseball player can get on base every time he come to the plate. But if don't nobody knock him in, if they don't get, any hits after he get on base, then it don't mean anything, right? So that's why stats are important, more so looked upon in a higher light in other sports. So if anybody come along and they do better than Michael Jordan, then basketball fans will be like, oh yeah. Somebody come in and they dominate in championship games the way, better than what Mike did. And, they win 7 rings or win just as much. Then the conversation is more debatable, but you can't win less than Mike, get dominated by somebody in your own era and then say you was better than somebody in another era. That it don't work like that, right? And so Isiah Thomas he don't even mind like making himself look like a fool in order to continue this argument with Michael Jordan, because he's saying that what's the guy name? LeBron James has all these stats. When he knows because he played at a high level that it's not about stats, it's about winning in basketball, right? So, but his hate for Michael Jordan is just so obvious, man, and his feelings are hurt. But let me get back to some more of what Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco had to say about Isiah Thomas.
Can you help me understand a little something? What is the beef between Isiah Thomas and Michael Jordan? This feud has been going on for a very long time. I've seen it back and forth.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right, so he what's the guy name? Ocho Cinco want to know like what's the beef going back and forth between Michael Jordan. Like I said earlier in the video, Mike knocked Isiah Thomas out figuratively, like back in '92. And what is this? This like 33 years later, he knocked him out. And then after he knocked him out, he's not even acknowledging Isiah Thomas. He just, he just put that nail in that coffin, and that was it. Isiah Thomas, nobody stood up for him. Magic didn't stand up for him. That was supposed to be his guy. The coach, Chuck Daly, was, didn't stand up for him. That, that was his coach when he played for Detroit. But Isiah Thomas was just such a nuisance to people around the league that people didn't feel like any loyalty. And that's what a lot of people don't bring up. Because if you had really good friends around the league, like Magic, and a lot of the other guys who played on the team, and your coach was on the team, and they still didn't stand up for you, like that speaks to Isiah Thomas too. And another thing, I would think that a man that is like in his 60s would find a way to, get past that, get past that situation or even let it go. But at heart, Isiah Thomas is still the same petulant person, this same, like at heart, he's still the same person that he was when he was, in his late 20s to early 30s. That's what that proves, because he still hasn't gotten over it.
I still don't understand what the beef is about.
Reportedly, allegedly, Isiah was the lead that froze Jordan out in his first All-Star game.
Huh?
That's what the reports were. Then, when the Bulls finally took down the Pistons, they rushed off the court. They didn't shake Jordan's hand.
Okay.
Jordan then, in turn, it is reported, I think Sam Smith wrote in the book that Jordan agreed to be on the Dream Team as long as Isiah wasn't on the team.
Okay.
Well, the biggest star in the world was Michael Jordan. You want him on the team.
Right.
Isiah deserved to be on the team. Isiah is a better point guard than John Stockton. So they've been going at it ever since.
So look, what happened was Isiah, he tried to haze Michael Jordan, and he tried to bully Michael Jordan, and it didn't work. Like Shannon Sharp said, you had the most popular athlete in the world, and you're trying to haze him, and you're trying to bully him, and it just backfired on Isiah, and it just backfired in a monumental way where it affected Isiah's legacy. And that happens from time to time. Like when a franchise ball player come to the team, it happened with LeBron James. I think this guy name was something Miles, and he said he wasn't going to follow a rookie, but the team had already anointed LeBron James king, and everything was going to revolve around LeBron James. And what was it? What was his name? Something Miles. Was it Darius Miles? I'm not sure. He played for the Cavaliers that year when they drafted LeBron. But when he made that statement that he's not going to let a rookie come into the team and lead him, that affected his career, because if he didn't get on the same page and get behind LeBron James, they just got him out of there, because they wanted to set a precedent that he's the man now. We're going to put all of our eggs in this basket. We're going to market around him. And Isiah Thomas just, he just made a poor decision to bullying and hazing any other player in the league. Probably would have went over better if it wasn't, but he just picked Michael Jordan, and it backfired on him, and it ruined his it didn't ruin his legacy, but it just ruined his opportunity to get on that dream team. And he was hurt. He'd been hurt ever since. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. With that being said, man, I'm going to check y'all out in the next video. Peace.